Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Join today from Hy-Vee. It is Aryn, our registered dietitian, not ours, but a registered dietitian. Our favorite dietitian here at Talking Fitchburg. And Aryn, you finally brought something that
you love.
Well, I mean, I love everything we talk about.
True.
And I'm always learning when we do these segments. But more importantly, you brought some cupcakes, some cookies, ignore the rest. String cheese. No, and today what we're going to be talking about is those late night snacks, which I don't see popcorn here. I don't see beer here. I don't see, okay.
I should have brought those too.
Yeah, you should have, but you would have been like, this is how we take them away and out of the diet. You're going to tell me, right, that it's okay to have a snack, right?
Right, it is.
But
so, let's start in the beginning. So, do we need to cut out sweets altogether? And the answer is no. No.
Okay, well, we would have had to stop this segment if that was the case.
We know statistically that cutting out food groups, cutting out snacks completely really doesn't work. When we cut out food groups and cut out sweets specifically, our body craves those. So then all we're thinking about is sweets. As a dietitian, I believe all foods can fit into a balanced diet, and it just might depend on how we're eating it or when we're eating it.
Well, let's start with the cookies and when we're going to eat those. Are we going to eat those now or later? No. The ideal, it is not the ideal to eat sweets right before bed.
Correct.
Is a question.
Correct.
You're saying not
the right time to eat snacks.
Come on.
I know.
Well, what's right before bed? Like, I'm going to eat and 10 minutes later I'm laying down? Like,
well, logistics.
Well,
when you're eating snacks right before bed, it can raise our blood sugar and give us those spikes. So as we're sleeping, our digestive system is working on overload, and we're trying to balance out that blood sugar, but our body's having a hard time because all you ate is sweets before bed. So you might wake up with sweats and a pumping heart. So we want to avoid that and focus on eating snacks at a different time of day.
And what is the best time to eat sweets? Boy, it's like you set this up.
Best time to eat sweets is after a balanced meal. So with the balanced meal of, let's say, lunch or dinner, we want to make sure we have good sources of fiber and protein on our plate, because those two really work together to, one, help us feel fuller longer, but in this case, it helps to balance our blood sugar and how our body's absorbing those nutrients.
So now we move into my favorite, non-favorite part of the interview, where you talk about portions. And portions is the only way you can be, successful, be feeling full. Like, I feel like it's hard in a snack world to find like the stopping point sometimes.
Right, like you can't just eat one chip.
Right.
Right, you can't just eat one chocolate chip cookie.
I'll line those up, yep.
Yeah, well, since we're eating our snacks after a balanced meal, focus on that meal. So really make half of your plate vegetables and a really good source of protein. So start with that fiber-rich vegetable side of your plate and eat that first. That's going to help start the digestive process and also slow the absorption of carbohydrates when you're eating those sweets. So then you go to the protein, same thing, it helps to balance that blood sugar control. And then by the time you're ready to eat your sweet, you might notice that you're probably already full, or you have just a little bit of room left for that sweet, right? There's always that little spot in your stomach. That's what I've always said when I was little. So
say it every day.
The more you get into that routine of making sure you have a very balanced plate, like your dinner, your lunch, then you'll notice that you might not want to eat 5 cookies, but instead maybe you will only go for 1.
5 cookies, that sounds about right. About perfect diet for this guy. But you're right, and all joking aside here, you by balancing it out ahead of even snack time, are really kind of planning that out. You're kind of setting yourselves up for success.
Yes,
easy for me to say.
Good old tongue twister.
That tongue twister means we ask the next question. What if you feel hungry or thirsty right before you go to bed? That can happen.
It does happen, and that's definitely our body telling us that we're needing something. So one, make sure that you're actually looking for a snack because you're hungry, right? Know that you're hungry and not because you're bored or you're stressed or something else emotionally going on in your body. So first and foremost, make sure that you're actually hungry. Then let's focus on protein and fiber for balanced snacks. So some great options would be peanut butter with carrots and celery. You have
These two things are like my favorite
so
by far.
great snack at night because you're balancing out your protein and fiber so that you're not going to spike your blood sugar overnight. If you're thirsty, go for a tea or just a glass of water. So I chose a chamomile tea, no caffeine in it. So that would help you relax at night.
I feel like there's sleepy time teas as well, right?
There are, definitely.
That's below here, actually.
Yep.
So there we go. We're just moving product here left and right.
Yep. Maybe you want to have some Catalina Crunch cereal for a little snack. It's high fiber, high protein, and it gives you a crunch.
Well, I was going to say too, and the portion of this, I thought this is something that's cool that I've learned from dietitians over the years is when you're thinking about portion, yes, it might cost a little bit more, but if you're trying to like find that portion control, because I think that's my number one issue, something like this
Right,
works.
so you're not grabbing into a big bag. And if you have a big bag, just portion it out into a small bowl. And again, pair it with something else. So maybe you have that crunch, but you want something a little bit more savory. So grab some string cheese to go with it. I'm going over the maybe not these right away, but go for a protein shake if you just want to drink something too. So use your Ripple pea protein milk for some nutrients before bed.
Yeah, and again, you're really not trying to you don't need to get to a full sensation.
Right.
You need to work on that portion piece.
Right.
What do you tell somebody who's like, they say that the portion piece is my problem? Because I'm thinking in the snack food world, as we mentioned, it's hard to really find that best balance. So what do you tell people of some strategies?
Yeah, one is remove distractions while you're eating. So if you're really focus on why you're eating first. Are you hungry? Okay, well, let's sit down and just focus on eating and eliminate any distractions. So no phone, no book, no TV. Really sit at that table and make it an effort not to eat anywhere else as well. So removing distractions, eating only at the table, and finding other ways to cope and spend your time. So if you're just bored and you're grabbing food, well, find a new hobby.
All right. So to wrap it up here, you can have snacks after dinner.
You can.
Somewhat before bed, but not, that timeline is really it.
Well, if you're going to eat before bed, go for high protein, high fiber.
There you go. Aryn, thank you so much. If people would like to learn more, talk about snacks, talk about any snacks, where can we go?
Yeah, find me at Hy-Vee.com/health and find me as your dietitian. And if you are local and you want to stop in the Hy-Vee store local to you, ask for my contact at customer service.
All right, Aryn, thank you so much for bringing all these cool items today and talking about snacks finally.
You got it.
We'll throw this back into the rotation, but appreciate you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.